What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Living Freed channel. My name is Tyler Freed, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what I am doing and what I believe to be the most important thing anybody can be doing, any individual who wants to do better in their life. What should you be doing right now as we enter a deep, long recession in this country and really worldwide? What is the most important thing to do, in my opinion, and focus on? I will get into that, but first, before I get into that, if you're new to the channel, I really appreciate you for clicking on the video. I would appreciate it if you would like the video, sub to the channel, check out my Instagram. The link to that is in the description below. Follow me, I'll follow you back, and I'm going to get right into it. Also, stay tuned till the end of the video and check out some more of my other videos that will be recommended to you at the end of this one. And yeah, I'm going to get right into it. So what's the most important thing that I think any individual can do, that I think I can do? What can we do if we want to do better, if we want to build wealth and be successful financially in life? What can we do right now as we enter a deep, long recession? Well, we are in a recession. We've been in a recession for this entire year. Okay, we've had 2 quarters in a row, 2 3-month periods in a row of negative GDP growth. Now, whether the White House wants to admit that we're in a recession or not is irrelevant, because definitions are definitions, and you don't get to change definitions just because you have a political agenda and you want to cover up your mistakes. We are in a recession, and if people are offended by that because I'm simply pointing out a fact and stating a definition, that's fine. You don't have to like me, you don't have to like this channel, but I'm simply stating the facts to make a point. And so we are in a recession. I don't know if the third quarter is going to show that we're still declining in GDP growth. I don't know. That hasn't come out yet. We probably are, though. And we are in a recession right now, by definition, but we still have low unemployment. It's not a severe recession. Even though we're in one, it's not severe. People haven't lost their jobs in mass quantities yet, and hopefully they don't. Hopefully this is a mild recession. Hopefully inflation will go down by the Fed hiking rates and we don't go into a deep, long recession. But I do believe we're going to be in at least a mild recession for a while. I do believe that. And I do believe certain asset classes are going to be affected by the interest rate hikes that the Federal Reserve is doing. I do believe real estate's going to come down and correct. How far that comes down, I don't know. But real estate has already started to come down. I do believe that commercial vehicles like semi-trucks, the vehicle I'm in right now, used semi-trucks are going to come down in price. I do believe that. Real estate, I do believe that regular vehicles like personal vehicles are going to come down as well. Anything that you have to borrow money for to purchase, or most people, big ticket items that you have to borrow money and buy, I do believe those things are going to come down. It's going to take time. The Fed hiking rates is going to take time to seep into the economy. I don't really think we're going to start seeing the effects of the interest rate hikes until next year. And this is all my opinion. People can have a difference of opinion. That's totally fine. But that's what I see playing out. I think that it's going to be a lag in the economy, a lagging effect, the interest rate hikes. I don't even think the first few hikes have really taken strong effect yet on the entire economy yet. I think inflation's going to come down, and it's going to come down hard and bring a lot of assets down with it. And so, but that being said, as somebody who is 28 years old, I just turned 28, I am preparing for that. I am preparing for a potential stock market crash, a potential real estate crash, a potential commercial vehicle crash, because I'm in the trucking industry and I do want to purchase a truck. I haven't purchased a truck over the last year and a half because the prices for used trucks are so inflated. That is why I have not become an owner-op yet. It's not because I don't have the money to go out and buy a truck. It's because I believe that used trucks are they're way overpriced. And I do believe they're going to come down with these interest rate hikes. When that's going to happen, I don't know. But I do believe that is going to start happening. It's happened a little bit, but not nearly enough for me to be like jumping at buying a used truck. But right now, what am I doing? What should people do? Well, what am I doing? I'll start with that, and I'll end with what I think most people should do during this time period. I am hustling. I am working my face off because I believe right now is a moment in time where, recessions like this don't come along. They come along maybe every 10 years, 15 years, right? The last one was in 2008, and I was a young kid. I wasn't thinking about investing or making money or anything like that back then. I wasn't even old enough to care about that. But right now, I do believe we're entering that sort of recession. I do, and I could be wrong. I don't want people to lose their jobs or anything like that. That would be terrible. I don't want us to have an economic crash. Like, that's terrible. That's not good for humanity, but I am preparing for if that does happen. And right now I'm running like crazy. I am trying to make as much money as I can, stack as much money as I can, so that if we do have a crash in the real estate market, stock market, used truck market, I can capitalize on that crash. The best time to invest is when markets crashed. The best time to invest and start a business is in a recession, when everything falls. That's the best time. You get in at the lowest price. Now, who knows? Anything could happen. The Fed could U-turn and they could quit raising rates. You never know. Never know what can happen. I still steadily dollar cost average into the market. I haven't stopped that, but I'm not putting as much money as I normally do into the market. I'm actually stacking cash right now, and I plan on doing so for a while. And because I do believe in other asset classes outside of the stock market, which I've talked about this in a previous video, but I'm talking about it again, and because I believe that this is important, because we're living in unique times. We really are. We're living in what I believe to be an opportunity coming here in the future. And that's why I'm stacking cash, ready to capitalize. Because I think in the long run, America's going to do fine. At least American business is going to do fine, and assets are going to go up again. Real estate will go up again when the Fed U-turns and starts lowering rates after they get inflation down. But I do believe we're entering a deep, long recession. We're already in one. I think it may get a little more severe than what it is now. But like I said, I am stacking cash. I'm increasing my income by just constantly running. As a truck driver, the longer I stay out on the road, the more money I make, and the more money I'm able to save and stack and get ready for the potential downturn that we're headed into, I believe. So what can the majority of people do? Well, if you're already in trucking, you've already done the first thing, which is increase your income. If you're in trucking, you have a year of experience, you have the ability to make, I would say as a company guy, between 90 and 120,000 a year as a company guy. If you're an owner operator, you could make even more than that. The sky is the limit in trucking once you're already in it, and especially after you get a year, and definitely after 2 years of experience. That's when the money's really good in trucking. So that's number one, increase your income. Number two, if you're in a bunch of debt and you're not able to save any money because you're in a bunch of debt, pay off all your debts. Get all your debts paid off. That way you have margin in your finances, in your budget. You need to make more money than you spend. It's very simple. And whatever's left, you can save and invest. After you get out of debt, you put aside 6 months of expenses in a savings account. You don't touch that unless you have an emergency. That's your emergency fund. Then beyond that 6 months, any money that you have left over, after you save up that 6-month emergency fund, you start learning about asset classes. You start learning about, hey, if you're in trucking, you want to buy a truck, that's above that 6-month emergency fund. You start saving up money to potentially purchase that truck. If you don't want to go into being an owner operator, you put money in the stock market. You save up to buy your first house, save up to buy your first rental property. Once you get out of debt, once you have gotten into a career that makes good money, I believe 6 figures or more, you're able to save a lot of money quickly and get out of debt, save an emergency fund, and invest a lot of money. Especially when you're out of debt and you have that emergency fund, you're able to invest like crazy, especially if you're in the trucking industry. And those of you that live on the road and are able to save almost all your income, you're in an even better situation. And now, even though we're entering a recession, for those of you that watch my channel, a lot of you are in trucking or you're looking at trucking. Just understand, if we are affected, if truck drivers are affected by the recession, which some sectors of trucking may be, But if you're running for a larger company or a company that hauls essential freight, I don't see you being affected because we are needed to move every product in the country. Maybe freight will slow down, but as far as like contract freight goes and you're hauling essential freight, I don't see it slowing down really, unless we enter like a Great Depression type scenario. And if that happens, then none of the stuff I'm talking about even matters. But I don't think it's going to be that severe. I do think it's going to be severe, but not that severe. I think we're still going to have freight to move. There's going to be money to make. We are essential workers. When the world was shut down, just think about that. And people may disagree with that last statement, but just think about when the world economy was shut down because of the pandemic. When the world economy got shut down, us truck drivers were still out on the road delivering products around the country. Freight did not slow down at all, really. At least I was with Millis at the time, and freight did not slow down. Freight did not slow down for a lot of trucking companies. Actually, a lot of trucking companies reported record earnings. And so, because we are an essential industry, it's the same thing. If you were a nurse during that time period, you were racking up the money. There's certain industries that are the last to get affected, and it's usually the essential or necessity-driven industries. Trucking is a necessity. We have to move, like we haul all the essential goods for the world, not just America, but for the world. And so if that slows down and everything slows down that dramatically where they don't need truck drivers, then man, we're going to have chaos in the streets, to be honest with you. So if you're somebody looking at trucking, this is what you focus on. Forget about saving money. Forget about a recession or buying stocks. If you're not making a lot of money, none of this matters. The first thing you do is invest in yourself. After you've invested in yourself and you've gotten your income up, that's when you start worrying about saving, getting out of debt, and investing. But that's what I would do. If it was me, and it is what I did. It is what I did, and it is what I continue to do, everything that I've talked about in this video. You just got to focus on your plan. Like I always talk about in previous videos, have a plan before you get into trucking, have a plan for your life, your money, and stick to that plan. No matter if we're in a recession, no matter if we're in good times, bad times, it doesn't matter what's going on. Stick to your plan and you will see your dreams come true. Now, economic hardships like we're going through now with high inflation, a recession, blah, 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 it's tough to keep going with all the negative news that's out there. But I'll end with this quote. Warren Buffett says it all. He said this. He said that, buy, invest when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. What he means by that is whenever there's a bunch of negative news out there, the end of the world scenarios, it's time to start investing. It's time to start hustling and taking advantage of the deals out there in the economy. And so I don't know if we've reached the climax of this recession. I don't think we have. I think we have a much longer time period of hardship to go. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Just sit on your hands and do nothing? You got to do something about it. And to me, it's first invest in yourself, then get your finances in order, and then start thinking about how to make money with the money you have. That's number one. Most important thing I believe that anybody can do right now. And so that's my video for the day. I hope everybody's having a blessed day, a blessed morning, a blessed night whenever you're watching this. And for those of you that support me, I really appreciate each and every one of you. And make sure you stay tuned for the next video. So God bless and have a great day. Peace out.